There's a new Tiger Woods documentary on HBO Max. You watched it?
Not yet. Tell me about it.
It's pretty interesting. It's pretty interesting. I mean, he wasn't in it. It was a documentary done outside of his direct involvement,
Yes.
so they could get a little more gritty with it.
Okay. Is this? Let me ask you a question before you say. Does this have anything with the paternity suits?
Not a paternity suit, but there was definitely the whole thing, but with all the girlfriends
Yes.
and everything else like that. I guess 13 women
Yes.
popped up at
Pregnant.
one point. No, none of them.
Google Tiger Woods paternity test and see if it still comes up. It happened like a year, 2 years ago, and I was wondering how they kept it quiet.
Tiger Woods ordered to take 137 paternity tests.
Thank you.
This is
130.
2000.
I don't know if that was true or not. I saw this years ago.
Tiger was slanging some dick, huh?
He was slinging some dick. 137
Different women.
different women. Do y'all hear that? Google it. We not bullshitting. 137. I want to know how they kept it quiet.
Yeah, I don't know.
Yo, that's because when I read it, this happened years ago.
137.
And I said, how do they keep this quiet? And this is them situations when a man is teaching their children how to be in sports, but don't teach them about life. See, because to sling dick and to be in sports, you have to know how to balance. See, I truly feel that when you're a young athlete, whether it's football, basketball, or superstar in golf, you should not try to settle down.
I actually looked it up. The 137 paternity suit story was actually a fake story.
Thank God.
But there is, I believe, at least one person who claimed that they had a son by Tiger and there was a paternity test.
Okay.
So there's some truth in it. The number just wasn't 137.
Okay. But and we're not making this up. You could Google it, says
you Google
137,
it.
but he
You
says
Google
one.
it. It's not true. Yeah, it's not true. It is a pretty funny story.
Yes.
Yeah, I mean, it just showed how Tiger was on top of the world, and then the National Enquirer just started digging in and sending people to go watch him.
Yes.
Watch his hotel rooms.
Yes.
Follow him around with cameras, and they found, I think Rachel Yucatel, his kind of main side chick, and from then things just unraveled.
And those guys with that kind of money you're not supposed to be cheap. Let me teach you young motherfuckers how you're supposed to be a player when you balling like that. When you got that kind of money, you either pay for a high-priced call girl, or you do like they did in the 70s. You get a woman a home, a nice car, and she's what we call a kept woman back in the day. She's a kept woman. She knows that she's a kept woman. She minds her business. She takes trips with you. She knows that you're married, and she shuts the fuck up.
Yeah.
You're supposed to kick out. You're supposed to spin.
Yeah, no, I mean, he was really reckless with it. Apparently, he had like a waitress that he was like messing with in his own house when his wife was away.
Right.
And like the women were really like kind of a disappointment. You're just like, you're Tiger Woods and this is who you're messing with?
Exactly.
You can get something a little better
Yes.
than this right here?
Right.
I mean, I know men are men and whatever, but come on.
And that goes to show you how loneliness, or whatever you call it, love, or whatever you want to call it, can put you in very bad situations. Because sex makes babies, not love. People need to understand that. Especially young men. When you put your dick in the wrong woman and you nutting her, and then you find out years or months later, this ain't the female you want, but she's about to have your child. And the ladies too. You let a man because you was lonely, or you was drinking, whatever excuse you want to make, get on top of you, and you find out that he just uses women to get a place to live. He has no financial background, no substance to carry a family, and it's a lot of them stories out there, a lot. So again, let's take our stories here. And I know some people, when they listen to my podcast, the TK Kirkland podcast, and they say, man, we was a show 10 years ago, and the mistakes these young men are making with these women and vice versa, that messes up your whole life. Again, Harvey, that young lady, It's embarrassing because it's exposed. But that's the way you're supposed to move.